episode of Be a Fan. We are now on Twitch, live recording, so anything that's, said in here will be very much free flow. No editing out, all uncensored thoughts, and everything will come to be. And joining me is, of course, co host Andrea. How are you doing, Andrea?
Hi.
You're,
Just chilling.
you're on camera. I'm on camera.
Yeah.
And you are rocking the CLG jersey. I see. Representing a team that we all miss.
Representing two dead teams right now. See, I have my EG jersey here
Mm,
and my CLG jersey. Um,
that,
Shout out to dead teams.
yeah, that's awesome. Are they? Do they have names or just like the jersey?
What do you mean? Oh,
Yeah,
do they have that? This
yeah.
is Palafox
Oh,
jersey, and this one's a Jojo Pion one. They're
oh, you
both
got the
signed,
JoJo too.
but
Sign.
they're signed in the back. So,
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm jealous. But I have a JoJo Pyun too, the long sleeve one, same the championship color, the Ninja Turtle color as they call it.
The
But
Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
well, as you can see here, we're gonna have some graphics. Andrea, you put this together. This is gonna be awesome. We are excited to be here to give you the first review of Week 1 Summer Split. We talked about so many different changes, and just starting out with the Summer Split. This might be the last time we see LCS as we know it, right?
Yay! That's so true. This
This
might be the last split of the LCS ever. How
correct.
exciting!
And yet they bring in this format change of best of three. We got a lot to dive into, but we're gonna celebrate it. We're gonna make it big. Overall, I will say, Week 1, from my perspective as a fan, was a major hit. It was amazing to watch best of threes. It was great to see all the watch parties that were going on. Uh, and there was just a lot of great positive energy that I thought I was scared. After the spring split, that people would not be as tied in, but these changes, the talks, all of that just continues to bring the fandom back, and we are here to help you get excited too. So we'll dive in just a little bit about the game, but before we even get there, how was it for you, Andrea? Did you follow like the build up to Week 1, all the talks, all the and also what was your experience like?
I'm gonna be honest, I was not following anything at all.
Mhm.
I was a little bit busy uh but yeah. I didn't know what to expect,
Mhm.
how it was going to feel like the best of three and all that. And definitely the whole team's only playing once a week.
That.
So yeah, I was like a little bit, and because we had the huge news beforehand, like the whole thing about the conferences and stuff, it was a little bit like that put a little bit of a stop to any sort of hype
Mhm.
that might have been going on.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. It's one of those like the regions are gone, downsizing, all that did bring a bit of a damper. And then, of course, there was a huge mess between NA and Brazil going back and forth. Um, that will still come. The off season will be a big talk marker on that. But it was also the kickstart of the NACL, and they have their own changes as well. I thought the big move to YouTube was really well done. I think I enjoy watching on YouTube much more because I have YouTube Premium.
Yeah, it's easier to
It's-
watch on YouTube in general.
mhm. We'll dive in a little bit about that on those results too from the NACL because there was some spicy matchup there. Um, but let's speed through because this is not even the most exciting part. Just going through the games, we're gonna have talking about the new players, and we're going to introduce something new that we're gonna try out. This split is introducing some fans and their way of expressing their fandom through social media. But let's dive into then Week 1 best of threes. We start out with Team Liquid and FlyQuest, and then there's the second game's Cloud9 against Dignitas. Both games went the full
It,
three
yeah.
game, three maps.
So we already got all those games that we were told, yeah, that we were going to get some more games, and we did. Yeah, that first day, I think the first day was really exciting. To be honest, like it really pushed the whole best of three format, and I mean, what a way to start, you know? TL Team Liquid,
Mm-hmm.
Team Liquid versus FlyQuest. Like that's just the most hype possible to start with. Um, and it delivered for sure. It was very entertaining to watch.
Absolutely. And even in the first game, right? If that had ended, I would have felt like, oh man, FlyQuest got gypped because they looked good in the first game against Team Liquid. They, uh, I think they lost it at the end. Um, Nox is in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Uh,
The first game was a roller coaster. Like TL was like TL should have just cleanly closed out the first game, and then they were just TLing a bit too much. Uh,
Absolutely. And you know, I don't know if they would had a little hangover, but Impact went 0-5 for Umpty went
just
zero
so,
two. Uh-huh. Uh, but
I I wish Mage was here. Shout out to Mage.
shout out to Mage for sure. Didn't know what you wanted to throw in, but you know, even in this first game, it was Quad's debut, and we'll talk a little bit about Quad. And he picked the Aurelion
Oh,
Soul into APA.
into APA, right? That was an idea for sure. Like, if you wanted to view in the LCS and you are saying, you know what, I'm gonna pick this into APA. I think he typed something like, "Do you think you're me or something?" No.
Yeah, APA was trash talking, and the broadcast was like sharing that. It's like, where's Jensen? You know, bring him back.
Oh my, I didn't see that.
It
I
was
totally missed that.
amazing.
Um, yeah, I mean that was definitely a debut game for sure. But I mean it's his first game. It's like
Mhm.
it's just normal to have to be a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw like APA just like trashing Quad in lane, and it's like, ooh, this is bad because it's his champ, it's APA's champ. He knows how to deal with that. But
yeah, he knows how to deal with it.
FlyQuest scaled and scaled, and they almost made that comeback. But
I think TL gave them too many chances that game for sure.
yes, and so
They were a little silly goofy. They were feeling silly goofy.
exactly, and you would not have felt satisfied if it ended like that. So this is the big thing about best of three. We got another chance. Uh,
Yes.
Uh, the second map, FlyQuest just dominated
Mm-hmm.
completely. And then now we're thinking,
And
what happened?
yeah, this is a fun thing about the best of threes that you can have swings like that, which we still like we are used to seeing in international tournaments when the first game or like in playoffs, but like regular season having the opportunity to slam back and say no we got this. Uh, like right after you got defeated, you have all this energy and all this like wanting to prove, hey, no, I can beat these guys. They are not that good. Um,
Absolutely, and
and Flag was got to do that, and
yeah,
then they got slammed back.
uh, they
And then
did.
there was a Nidalee incident.
Oh,
There
that's right.
happened to be many Nidalee incidents this weekend.
NA Nidalee is gonna become a thing because it has international success.
Yeah,
NA,
I mean we're gonna talk about it later, but they discussed about it in pros that it was crushing scrims.
absolutely.
Nidalee was like completely destroying scrims for everyone, so everyone thought, sure, let's pick it, and goes on stage and completely undefeated. Like I mean, goes on stage completely winless, and
Winless.
it's like, yeah, guys, how about we leave it in scrims?
Oh man, I didn't even
But yeah,
catch that. But that's yeah,
yeah, Fleckus had a little bit of an Nidalee incident, um, and TL was like, yeah, we don't care, and
uh,
they just won.
yeah. This is the game that Impact actually like dominated with the Rumble. I have no idea why Bippo picked the set. He even said it himself afterwards. Like he didn't practice a lot of set. Just went with it.
Probably maybe for Nidalee setup. I don't know. used to be a good combo with her, but
Mm,
back in the million years ago, like when people played Nidalee, when Nidalee was last meta,
mm.
it was played with Set. But like, yeah,
That didn't go well. So
didn't.
in a way, yes, it confirmed our thought that Team Liquid is still the better team. But in the other sense, I'm getting like they didn't really play their best in the third team. I don't know, Nox, if you have any thoughts on that too in the chat, you can let us know. But FlyQuest, you left us with a lot of wanting. I mean, there's a lot of positive with their introduction of Quad into the team. It doesn't seem like they're going to suffer much, but we won't see these teams face off against each other.
That is sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're definitely Flaco definitely was matching up as much as I could, and they're definitely going to have some like growing pains in integrating Quad.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be fun to see them again. Hopefully, other teams will rise to the level of TL and FlyQuest because we are starting the season with the expectation of them being very above the rest of the league.
Mm-hmm.
So like we will see how it happens with the other teams.
Yep.
This is a nice stage. It is a nice stage for the next series, which
Yes.
was very sloppy but incredibly fun, which was C9 Dig.
You mean
And I have
C9 yellow
C9,
versus
yeah,
C9 blue?
C9 Yellow versus C9 Blue. So like the very highly anticipated debut of this new Dignitas team that they have gathered all the Infinity Stones, all the McDonald's employees are now working for Dignitas. So we have Licorice, one split off, Pika, one split off, Jensen just dropped by FlyQuest. Um, Sven coming off from playing support for I don't remember how much, and also a split off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the only person that
Isles.
stayed on Dignitas was Isles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
like, there's this bunch of like kind of iconic NA LCS players, and then there's the Isles in it. It's a really fun team, uh, and yeah, the games were, and then they have to face C9, which C9 brought in this new Korean player, Thanatos,
Mm-hmm.
and then brought back Reaper, the North
Coach.
American GOAT coach,
Mm.
um, and it was a fiesta.
they, you have to think that after the first game, which Dignitas just completely crushed C9, 21-8 in kills.
There was a needle incident there too.
Yeah, yep, the Nidalee, and you know what, Reaper. I don't know if he tweeted it out or said it later. It's not today's not a Nidalee. I'm taking back control.
Yeah, I think he said that, right? Like,
Yeah.
there was another needle incident here. Blabber had a little bit of an oopsie. Um, and then he was like, "No, let's just place Johnny and win." But even then, it wasn't like very like super convincing. I think that Dignitas was definitely fighting them.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like Dignitas has much more room to grow because they have literally 5 players that haven't played together in a while,
Mm-hmm.
if ever together. Oh, I
Let me
actually
think.
don't remember.
No, they may not.
I mean, Sven played with Isles at some point.
At some point,
Um,
but Licorice never played with Spica. Spica never played with.
I don't know if Licorice played with Jensen. I don't think so. He played with, or he must have actually back in years ago, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a bunch of players that haven't played with each other
Mm-hmm.
at all or in a while. So it's gonna take some time to get cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they definitely were both ends of this series were sloppy. But I thought it was really fun. I definitely don't have that much trust to still in C9 because they still look incredibly much like the same team that they look like split. Like they have really good players.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought Vulcan have some really good plays, and his poppy game was really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has a really good poppy angle, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that poppy game from him, except for a couple of misfortunes he had. But other than that, yeah, they are still very good individual players. Jojo still trolls in silence sometimes.
Yep.
Jojo still trolls in general sometimes. uh, uh, Blubber sometimes get lost in the jungle. Yeah, they have some. Thanatos seem to have a little bit of communication issues. His first game, in fact, was really confusing uh, to me, but I think they look like the same thing. But hopefully, I mean, Thanatos looked like he was getting a lot more comfortable later
Mm.
on in the series. So I'm interested in seeing him
He
how he looks.
he's another one that needs to develop, getting used to NA. I don't even know when he got here, but uh, developing that chemistry with the team too. And outside of, I think him, Berserker, and Reaper are the only three that speaks fluent Korean. I don't know how his English is, but just
Um, yeah, I have no idea. I
mm.
assume he's going to have some language issues for a bit.
But
uh, but like,
mm-hmm.
it's okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk a little bit about Thanatos too, because I had some knowledge dropped uh, as well. Whoa, hey there, Raider Pawn. Thank you for visiting. If you got any questions about the LCS, feel free to drop. If you can tell us a little bit about how you became a fan, let us know. The series also went to game three, like we said, like shown in the graphics here. And, after that first map fiasco, I think C9 was just like, we need to take it a little bit more seriously. They still have, uh, they still have really, really shaky
Strong
mid
players.
game. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Berserker.
Mm-hmm.
Noxver is right that he's saying in the chat that Berserker looks a lot better, like in form now. And I think individually, C9 players definitely are looking like, good players. It's just still they're missing out a little bit of that um, cohesion.
Yeah. So they need to work on that. I think, yeah, Berserker might be getting a little bit into form. I'm still not 100% convinced, but his Kaisa game was just nasty. 10-0-7. Um, just, it was him again. I probably need to rewatch this VOD. Not gonna lie, both games I was watching during a wedding ceremony. Um,
Oh, I mean, it was a lot of fun.
it
I
was.
had a lot of fun. It wasn't like exactly super clean, but it was fun. Uh, which is like
Mhm.
I love the LCS.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can do have this messiness in like, you know, three games now, or best of threes now. Uh,
hmm
so I think it's a treat for fans too to see the best of three and put it into full motion. Um,
hmm
it gives us also an idea that Dignitas may be a threat to uh,
Hopefully,
fight for a world spot. They have that potential, like we talked.
but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we will have to see how they look versus other
Mm-hmm.
teams. Because right now, the team strength is like kind of hazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are not sure. Are C9 actually good
Uh
or
huh. Or is
like
Dignitas
I'm not
better?
entirely sure they are.
And
So
C9's
like
not. Yeah, they're not convincing anyone yet that they deserve a world spot.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
So rolling in.
Uh,
Yo, go ahead.
then to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, I was not a Century Jane. I'm gonna be honest. It was a little bit of a depressive one. The first series was
Ooh.
100 Thieves versus Energy,
Mm-hmm.
and barring from no Energy looked awful. Energy looked absolutely horrible. I I am I'm wearing the CLG jersey right now, and I'm looking at those players, and I'm thinking, guys, are you okay? Do you need help? Please, someone help these guys, please.
What kind of help do they need? It's not a matter of players, right? It's not a matter of you know.
What happened to them? Like they
Yeah.
lost. You know how people say like people like the phrase that he's got that dog in him. You know,
Yes.
they completely lost their
The
dog.
they it's like the
There's
dog got
no dog
impounded or something
anywhere.
confiscated. Oh.
It's like where is? I was thinking about CLD actually recently. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about and like in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
when they went to playoffs, like and took TL to 5 games, which everyone was surprised because they thought TL would sweep them. So like they took Team Liquid to 5 games, and they were pulling out their Johnny Akali, you know? They were always playing this Johnny Akali comps
Mm.
with like the enchanters and all that stuff, and like making these super sick combos and like going in all the time. It was always going in and like playing your own style and like,
Mhm.
and now they just play what everyone plays and they play it bad and they don't even look like they have souls.
Uh.
It and yeah, like no more says.
Mhm.
Uh, so like I love Palafox and I am wearing a Palafox
Mhm.
jersey and I will support him. And he's saying like regardless if he's Brazilian or not, because we have this joke that Palafox. So Palafox went to this show match in Brazil at the start of the year. I don't know if you saw it, but Core JJ, Palafox, Licorice, Spica, and Revan, the Shopify coach,
Mhm.
played in a CVLOL show match. Well, no, it's not CVLOL, but it was in Brazil
Mm.
versus some Brazilian streamers,
Mhm.
and they lost. They lost versus Brazilian 1-trick-ponies and Brazilian
Oh
streamers,
no.
and they look like complete. Like, are these really our best players? I'm talking Licorice, Core JJ, Pika. These are big names, you know. I'm talking Palafox. You
They're
know,
in the active roster of
he
LCS.
he basically just had one LCS and basically just beat G2 at Worlds. And they
uh.
completely run it down in Brazil. And the joke is that he stayed in Brazil and he's Brazilian now, and that's why he's playing that way.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
but now we have the news that Brazil is going to be a conference.
Mm-hmm.
So like Palafox can become fully Brazilian, I guess. He
Exactly.
can just go down to the South Conference and hang out with the
Can't like start like joining
No,
the
but
teams.
seriously, this was such a depressing series. And like, I don't know how to feel about the 100 Thieves. They played well,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like energy didn't even feel like an issue for them.
Yeah.
Uh, like there were some moments where, for example, I think Dokla had a really nice first game with TF,
Yes.
but he had some really nice moments. But they made some really weird decisions that,
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like it's just baffling. Like they could have won that game. They completely threw the through it, and then the next game they fell completely out of it, and there was another Needly incident the next game.
Hey, and River brought out the Zyra goes against the Nidalee. Oh my.
Needle, oh yeah, River absolutely the madman bringing out the Syra, which is apparently a very big solo queue pick right now. The Syra jungle, with the the new AP item.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked really strong. Like he was farming faster than the Needly, and he was also more useful than her. So
Yes. Could be the player, but
yeah, no.
Nidalee incident number
Um,
3.
I feel like
Mhm.
yeah, this is a Nidal incident count. We're going three for three series so far. Um, I was telling my friends at this point. I was telling my friends, who you guys think is gonna pick Nidalee in the next series? Tomio or Hermeo? And I said, actually, it's gonna be Tomio. And you know what happened next series?
He did pick him. He did pick a Nidalee.
Indeed. Moving on from the depressive
Oh my
series that
gosh.
was 100 T versus Energy,
Mm.
we went to IMT Shopify Rebellion. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel like Shopify looked contending in the first game. Like the game didn't look
Mhm.
completely
Lost like
out of
out
their
of
hands,
energy.
but definitely IMT was in the lead bot games and they
Mhm.
seemed very coordinated. But I don't know how much of that is just Shopify sucking, which is it's like right now it's really hard to gauge strength.
Uh-huh.
And like also teams are playing out stuff to see what meta and what's
Mhm.
working and what etc.
Mhm.
So it's like, but yeah, then Shopify picks Nidalee next game and it's like, oh,
It's yeah, it's over. It's
and it was real bad. like like that was a really bad game from Tommy actually. I,
in your most recent memory, is the NA Nidalee going to be something
I don't
akin
think they
like
are
the
gonna pick it
Jace
next week.
NA Jace?
Oh, I remember that. But see, eventually people actually learn how to play Jace, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And we had like Palafox was putting up really good Jace stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Joy Pion and
Jojo Pion picked
maybe
it up too, and
Joy Pion
then
also was. And then Biglo was running it
Piccolo.
down on him. But
Still doing it in LPL, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to Israeli. I assume it's gonna disappear because teams are gonna think, yeah, it was scrim pick.
Hmm.
But yeah, this second day I felt a little bit sadder,
Hmm.
a little bit more like
Quick.
it wasn't like we didn't get 3 games for Repair Series, and
Hmm.
we got
You got
to
it.
see some teams that didn't do much. I feel like the second
Hmm.
Shopify game was really, really sad for them because they didn't really have any openings. Like
Hmm.
it looked really hard for them to play.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hmm. And that when
Oh, and they left the Skarner up. I forgot about that. The Skarner went undefeated. Every
ah,
time it was up, it won.
you know what? The
In Italy,
Skarner.
one winless, Skarner undefeated. That's the history. That's the story of the weekend of
I
LCS.
think yeah. Inoro tweeted that out too. The Skarner picked twice for
In there is just the
winners.
GOAT.
Mm.
He just got Skarner picked and won games.
You know he's paying attention
Amazing.
to LCK. It.
Looks a little bit strong.
I don't think the Skarner's undefeated in EU though, but I'll double check on that. But definitely undefeated in NA, and he'll. I think it's gonna be a popular pick. It's
I
gonna
think it's
be.
gonna be a popular ban.
Hey, other regions have not banned it for whatever reason. Well, wait, hold on. There was a ban for NRG. They did ban it, so they were paying attention.
No, they have been banning it, but
Is it?
Shopify decided to leave it open both times. So
They gotta learn their lesson.
it is what it is.
Revan, you can't have two black eyes. One losing to Brazil and then coming here. No, can't have that. Look, I like this team. I think they're doing some great like
No,
fan engagement.
I also like Shopify and I want to root for them. Mage is not here, so he cannot be a hater right now. I really like Shopify. They are doing really nice. They have been doing a lot of nice content
Mm-hmm.
even since last split.
Yep.
And they have this really cool energy, and they promoted Tomio, who's one of my favorite players. So like, I want them to win. And you're wearing a Shopify jersey
Yes,
right now,
exactly.
right?
They just sold me.
It's
After
really
last year.
good, by the way. Like that
Yes.
jersey's fire.
This one,
I
the
loved it.
Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year, they recognize. So, good props to them. Ah, Tomio cute. Hashtag Tomio cute. I think we're
Tomio
gonna get
cute,
that
indeed.
stuff. We're gonna start that. We're gonna start that train.
Gotta go back to Tomio cute. Yep. So that was the weekend.
That was the weekend. Let me talk. Oh, so here's the community ranking. Well, now tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about this. So I asked my personal Discord to power rank the teams after the games have been played. So this is what this is like the aggregate of
the results.
Yeah, this is how it looks after you aggregate it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone agrees that Team Liquid is the best team in the LCS so far. I don't think anyone's gonna disagree with that. They look still very strong, even if they look a little bit silly sometimes. They clearly still know how to win games. They clearly still know their strengths, how to use them. Surprisingly, here people, this must be the Cloud9 fans. I'm gonna be real with you. This must be the Cloud9 fans.
You have a lot of Cloud9 fans in your Discord.
I have a lot of Cloud9 fans in my Discord. Yeah. So like, no offense to them, but like, also this might be FlyQuest out there and people who don't think that Quad look very good and think that he's going to be an issue, because he did have some troubles. We had to address that. So like maybe, but I don't have that much trust in C9. I still would put FlyQuest ahead of just because I don't trust him. And then the most surprising thing for me is Immortals at fourth.
Yes.
Like, I know it's because they won, but also like above 100 teams,
right? Over 100 thieves, they won too.
I feel like it seems like a little bit premature. Put Immortals that far ahead. But who knows? Maybe they are. But the second most surprising team is Dignitas sitting there at 6. Like, guys, I guess people also don't trust Dignitas to be able to pull it together.
It's the brand. At this point, I gotta say it's the brand, right? You can't tell me you watch the game and put them 6.
No, but like, I feel like, yeah, maybe people are doubting that they can be a cohesive team because of the pieces they are together. Like maybe Licorice didn't look like Golden Guardians Licorice, and Spica didn't look like Peak Spica, and Jensen maybe didn't look exactly like he looked last split. And I don't know. I still think. Oh, by the way, as Sven's review, we didn't talk about I guess how would we call it, return to ADC play.
Yes.
Definitely very. He looks very on form.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he hasn't missed a beat when it comes to playing bot lanes. So like that's a pretty good sign for the Ignitas, I think, because they will always have that as a win condition.
Mm-hmm.
They can play towards Sven.
Yeah.
And Niles is very good at laning, so they can always like just pick hard at laning champions and just try to win through an advantage there. But apparently, my community did not believe in that, so they are ranking them six for now. And I don't know why 102 seed to deserve being put under Immortals, but I guess I mean Quill won the Player of the Week,
The
right?
second time this year. You won one in spring and you won
Yeah,
again.
yeah, he's winning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He won MVP too.
Yeah.
And then everyone's depressed with energy, so they are putting them last. And I agree because I am also depressed, and I don't know what to say. It's just sad. They're sad to watch. That's the worst part. You're ranked him higher. I look. I love these players, but like I watching those games, thinking, "Oh my god, what? Please stop."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you thought they would sort out whatever issues, and it was not a matter of talent.
Oh,
I'll
they look
reiterate that.
exactly the same. They use.
But they look, yeah. It's
They
like
look.
they're checked out. They're mentally checked out.
I
Ah,
hope they get it back.
yeah. Well,
Maybe it's just.
well, I wanted to say the split is young, but they only get one shot versus each team.
That's it too. Like yeah, losing one series is very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely you want to win as much as possible.
But they will have
Like
chances though, because they did face a playoff team.
kind of, yeah, I guess, but one of the weaker playoff teams. So
We only talk about objectivity in this channel. It's objectively, Thunder Thieves was a playoff
a
team.
playoff team. Yeah, they were a playoff team for sure.
Uh,
In fact, they just played. The Energy versus
mhm.
100 Thieves. We went to 5 last time.
Yeah. See.
100 Thieves barely beat them out, so they
Mhm.
were very even. And now they didn't look even at all. So that's a little bit concerning. But these teams didn't make any changes.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, we were already depressed too much about 100 about
The
energy. So
energy. It
this
needs a
was
bit
the
more
community
energy.
ranking. I'm gonna be doing these every week. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
awesome.
polling my
Mhm.
community Discord to see how they feel, and
Mhm.
we will see how this changes.
I also like to
Yep.
do a little thing. I might poll your Discord too on team content ranking because that's continue what I'm gonna do throughout this split online is looking at the contents that they release in the week and just rank them. Whoever did the best,
That sounds good.
and we'll have
And
people
it's
to
a little
vote.
bit early, I think,
Mhm.
because teams haven't released all of. I haven't seen many content pieces now that I think about it. I don't
Uh,
know if they time them for
and
Fridays or something.
usually Thursdays, but yeah, sometimes
Right. I
Fridays.
haven't seen. I haven't seen a
Much.
lot.
Let me.
I saw C9, I think,
C9 put out something for
but
Thanatos.
no, but they put out comms, didn't they? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't
Uh,
checked that.
oh,
But
the. Mm-hmm.
it's when the British but we did have content, and it was amazing. The new LCS content. I am very
Yes.
excited. First we had the pros episode, which pros is always great. This one was really really fun. It was 3 junglers,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 3 junglers that lost, and it was 3 junglers that had. Oh, actually, did the speaker have a needle incident? No, he did not have a
No,
needle
he did
incident.
not have a needle incident.
It was just the other two.
Let me double
Yes.
check.
But
Cause.
like it was really fun,
Mhm.
and they were talking about the needle issue a
Mhm.
lot in the pros. So like if you haven't listened to pros, go and listen to it because it's so good. And contracts. There was also this really funny, this
Moment.
really funny moment in which they are talking about contracts making it back to the LCS. Um, so first, it's like I'm reminded every day that contracts would have been jobless in 2021 if Shiden had not gotten banned from competitive play. Contracts would have gone jobless in 2021, and he would not have been an LCS
Yes.
champion in 2023. And that's how history goes. Like, imagine if you change that one thing, We don't get contracts on EG.
Uh,
We don't get him promoting.
promoting
We don't get him going to
going to CL,
CLG, and
and
we don't
then
get him winning LCS with energy.
going with.
That's insane. That one thing could have changed the course of history.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So Contreras was playing for Evil Geniuses Academy, and then he was subbing, and then he was like the sixth man for the Evil Geniuses main team. And Spica was talking about how in scrims, every time Jizuke played with Svenskeren, he was running it down.
Yes.
And then when he played with Contracts, he was Faker.
Yeah.
And it was like, and the speaker was like, was this some sort of messaging? What's going on? And Contracts was like, yeah, some people did not get along very well there. It was, I was like dying because I still remember the whole thing with the swap between Svenskeren and Contracts. People being like, why are they swapping them? Like, why is Contracts playing? What's going on? And it sounds like there was some sabotaging. So I'm look, this is Peter. I don't know if you know that Peter Dunn has a Discord server.
Oh,
yeah,
he does his own.
It's so it's not private, but it's not exactly public. But like, there's like 1,000 people in there, so it's like I don't feel bad talking about it because like there's a lot of people in there, right? So he was talking about how certain EG player asked for Svenskeren to get replaced in the mid season, like from spring to summer. So I think we are figuring out
who that someone is.
Puzzles, the pieces of the puzzle, and who wanted Svenskeren gone, and might have gone through very extreme action to get it happen.
Oh my gosh! See,
but anyway, that was interesting to me as an EG fan. Shout out to EG Dead.org.
We are
as a former Evil Geniuses podcast, I thought I should bring it up. And yeah, the pros episode was really fun. That bit had me in tears. Like I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The second content piece that you should watch is this video with John and Sven, where they talk about their whole beef thing they had last. Was it last year?
No,
yeah, I think
no,
it was last year.
It was when he was. Oh gosh, I feel like it's the year before because last year Sven didn't play, right? Or was he didn't?
No,
split?
He was playing support. He was playing support last year.
For C9 at the time.
Yeah, he was playing support. They only got to replace him this year with Volcan. So he was playing support last year, and Young was new.
Oh my gosh!
This was actually
why did I think spring was like a year ago? Okay, it was last year.
Yeah, this was in spring last year. I'm pretty sure, and that was when Sven refused to handshake Young after a game. After a game, C9 won, by the way, and he was like, I love his reflection on the thing because he clearly knows that it was like, why did I do that? And like, he clearly like, and they talk about it, and John was like, yeah, I didn't think anything, bro. I was just clearing my stuff. Yeah. Like, I didn't really think much about it, and it was really, and it's a really good conversation. It's called, I don't know if they're gonna keep doing it, but it's called, I think it's called Let's Talk and Split. Mm-hmm. And other than the banter and the beef and all the Jon versus Sven rivalry, I thought it was very interesting because Sven asked Jon a lot of really insightful questions about his history and how he went to Worlds, then went to MSI this year, and how he felt, how it affected him, like the pressure, how he felt like evolving himself. And Sven was pointing out like things that Jon did different internationally versus when he was domestically playing, the things he thought Jon was good at. So these are people that clearly know what the other worlds is supposed to do. So they study each other. So like talking about their craft basically. Yeah. And it makes really good content. Sven is really good in this. He makes a really good conversation, and it's just really insightful in general. So I recommend everyone to watch it. It's very entertaining, and I'm very happy that it's getting done.
I posted this on my Twitter feed too, that this was actually my favorite one of the week, and kudos to LCS. They've been the one that's like, keep pumping these things out. When the pros talk and reflect on things that happened, because a lot of people forgot about that whole handshake incident, and they were trying to redo that a little bit in this intro, and like you said, I think Sven.
Yeah, the shake. Yeah, it was really fun.
Sven leveled up in his way of interviewing. I think it shows that he's has that ability to get
He's
in.
very good. Yeah,
He's
I
very good
agree.
in this one. Um, yeah, and we get to hear about Jan's perspective. He's comparing his world's performance with MSI and all of that. Um, really hoping that they keep doing this every week. Um, there was one more actually that I did see that LCS release. It was LCS players reading Flame tweets.
I didn't watch that one. Yeah,
Not as deep, just one of those like
but it sounds like what it says in the.
but yeah, loving that. We're still waiting for teams to kind of like you said, release more of their stuff. C9 released they didn't haven't released their comms yet, but they did intro to Thanatos. NRG released a our team. Our team may not have reached UNC status, but it's too early for them to be playing bingo. Oh, they were playing bingo. Your NRG boys were playing bingo, and they have released a content on that.
Interesting.
uh, it's gonna have to. Uh, do pros have Riz? This one came before the start of week one. Hilarious. In short, and yeah, I'm waiting for more, but again, we will be ranking them, and I'll have the rankings out on hopefully Mondays of every week because we're still waiting on week one. Now, not a lot of teams are participating as participatory in these things, which is a shame. I feel like they should be doing more of those things. All right, time for our favorite section. We will be meeting the new faces in the LCS. You get to take it away.
Yeah. Okay. So we have three new players in the LCS. Uh, it actually feels a little bit like too little, but I guess it's the mid season, so it's not that. There's not that many changes being made. It definitely feels like we have been moving away from everyone making. Oh well, more like the changes that are being made are with players that we know and not new players. Um, but like, sure. So we're going to talk about the three new players that are new to LCS. We're going to talk about first about a familiar face to you and me and any follower of the NACL slash Academy slash amateur circuit. Tomio. Tomio was the substitute jungler for Shopify Rebellion last split. He had been, I'm pretty sure he had been watching scrims, and basically that's what he had been doing, like staying behind and looking at what the team does and just being integrated in that way. Tomio started his career as his semi-pro career on Evil Genesis Prodigies back in 2021 with Certi and another familiar face, Danny. They played together on Evil Genesis Prodigies. Then Tomio got promoted to Evil Genesis Academy in 2022, where he had a very the, he did not have the best of performances. He was someone who was very hyped up in EGP because he was like this very aggressive AP carry jungler and like or AD carry jungler. Like he was like basically he was always playing like things like Rumble in Italy and like having super high damage and KDAs and stuff like that, doing all that crazy stuff. But obviously that's different to pull off the higher you go in competitive. So it's like not as easy to be doing all that when you level up. And he did not have a very good 2022, but in 2023 he got picked up to be jungler for C9 Challengers. And that C9 Challengers was a team with Fake God, Tomio, MNS, I think it was who was it? King?
King
God,
sounds
if
familiar.
I'm
So this
if
C9
no,
Challenger.
that's King. That's
Cop?
it's
Wait,
it's no King was on EG. Which player am I mistaking? Oh
let
wait,
me check. We can check the NACL. Which year was this?
it was the other. It was the other oceanic
Oh,
superstar. It was Lost. Lost.
Lost.
Yeah,
That
King was
one
playing
that
with EG.
Almost went to EG.
Sorry.
Oh, he did went to
Yeah.
go to EG.
So Lost was playing with Lost and Seizel. So this C9 Challengers team, Tomio was put into this, and I believe they won. Yes, they won the split on C9 Challengers. MNS ended up being promoted, and I think they won with the other player that C9 had back then, that was Diplex. And then the thing happened in the middle of the split that made that everyone drop their academy teams, and suddenly Tomio was teamless. But
Uh,
then these guys came in and picked up basically Fake God, Tomio, and Seizel,
mm-hmm.
and they put in their their domestic carries, and they won again. So Tomio won with DSG. Uh, so that year he won
The NECL.
tier 2 twice.
Mm-hmm.
So he got picked up by Shopify Rebellion to be the sub, and now he's making it to the LCS. Sorry, I that's a really long intro, but like this is a player that I have been invested in since 2021. Like this is like he was 16 years old when I got to meet him. This episode in the pros episode, they ask him, "How old are you?" And he says 21,
I'm
and
getting
they
old.
all
Shut
look
up.
at each other like, "Oh no, no way!"
He was
like
talking about how
they
old
all
he's getting. And it's like 21. I was like, what the hell?
and but like their faces when he says he's 21, and everyone like, wait, were you 16? Like he was 16 just yesterday. You know what I mean? But Tomio is a very funny player. He has a sort of funny personality. He's everyone's favorite streamer. If you ask Blaver or Contracts, they will tell you their favorite streamer is Tomio, and a lot of people, a lot of pro players gather in his stream to backseat him. Um, his favorite champions are Rengar and Nidalee. He also likes Lilia a lot. And he's known for his quote unquote Chinese aggression, which is he just likes playing a lot of aggressive stuff, LPL style, you know. And yeah, I hope he has a better showing, because I think he's a player that could be very, very good for the LCS if he manages to display the potential he has shown. I mean, I already told you he won. And for example, the finals he won with C9, I thought he had an MVP level performance, that he was really leading his team and making sure that everyone had like was set up to succeed on that team. And I think he can be that too in the LCS, but like it's gonna be a little bit of a tough road if Shopify doesn't get very good. But anyway, Tommy is great. So wishing him the best of luck. The next player on the list is someone that I cannot go that far long in with because I don't know him that much.
Mm-hmm.
But that is Quad. Quad. He used to play in the LCK actually
Mm-hmm.
before he came to North America. He had some, so like was made him a whole video about introducing him, where he talked about like when they talk about he had some stage issues. He kind of felt like a little bit of doubt about being a programmer, and he retired for a year. He became a streamer, and then he came back to pro play. And this last split, he came to North America to play with FlyQuest. He had a record-setting performance as an ACL mid laner. He used to go by the name Solka.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you are LCK watchers,
LCK,
remember?
yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, and he also got rank 1 in the Korean ladder, playing mainly Cassiopeia, which I think is hilarious and fun, and a really fun fact. I don't know a lot about Quad, but
Mm-hmm.
surely we will learn more about him during his stay in the LCS. Definitely, Flacos surely will try to tell us more about him, hopefully. uh, and then Thanatos.
Thanatos is our last new
Thanatos,
player.
we already got we already got C9 gave us a video on Thanatos, so thank God. Thank you C9 for being so nice and helpful. Thanatos named himself after the Greek god of death, which is Thanatos, because he apparently likes Greek history and Greek mythology. He's also um like he comes from also from uh Korea,
LCK.
although he
Mm-hmm.
did not play in LCK, he
Yeah,
played in LCK
right.
Soldiers. Oh, you know about this, right? I don't really watch
Well,
Korean.
he went to, and the moment he was on our radar was when he just came back from the military service. So he never played in the
Yeah, he
LCK,
don't.
but he was in
Yeah,
challengers. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. I know he was very hype. I just don't know a lot about him. He has played the game since he was 10 years old. We know all of these Korean players are very they start playing the game very early. His favorite champion is Nar, and he had this really funny quote. I like Casante, but I hate Casante. I think a lot of players can agree with this, in which you love him, but you hate him because he feels
It's
good, but you also hate that he does all that.
hmm.
uh And his favorite color is pink, which I thought was very cute. He's
That's
wearing
awesome.
a very cute shirt with some pink in this picture that I got from the LCS official Flickr. Shout out to the LCS official Flickr for uploading all of the media day pictures. They are all usually pretty cool. Um, so yeah, these are all our true newcomers to the LCS. Hope we get to learn more about them, and hope we get to see them perform at the level they can perform. All of these three players, well, two of these players are probably very, very hyped. I don't think a lot of people know a lot about Tomio, but I hope he can for sure
Mhm.
show up just like the others.
Yeah. Tomio is a player you turned me to watch his personalities, and he did a podcast with
He's very
JoJo.
funny.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I watched the whole thing.
he's very funny.
It's really
It
hilarious.
was it was an experience.
uh, and yeah, Solka, I've watched a little. I can't say I remember too much about how he did in LCK because he wasn't too exciting, but he also with terrible teams. Now, a fact about Thanatos, well, not so much a fact, but our C9 superfan sent this to me when we found out about Thanatos is that he did actually scrim against Nuguri when he was with the Damwon Kia's challenger team. So he really models his style after Nuguri. So if you like Nuguri or if you know Nuguri, you can expect a little bit from that from Thanatos. Now,
Yeah, he mentioned in the C9 video that Nuguri is the hardest player he ever had to play against too. So like, and that when you asked who was his favorite streamer, he also said Nuguri. So clearly he looks up to him. Um,
mhm.
so that's really cool.
All right, so looking forward to them. They had their debut. I think Tomio is going to wow us, and I know for sure that he's going to hang around a little bit longer. He's a favorite. He's a favorite from the people, and it'll show. Um, all right, this is our new segment, a fan spotlight that you found a super fan that has been
Yeah,
pumping out contents, and we would like to tell you all we encourage this. We will highlight you on our show going forward when we identify you as a super fan. So tell us about this super
yeah.
fan.
Alive is actually a friend of mine, and she's always putting out very useful information about collecting information about Team Liquid. In this case, for example, this week she put out this thread about an AMA that was going on their Discord. So like, if you don't like follow too closely, you might miss out on stuff like Discord AMAs because sometimes there's a lot going on, so you cannot
Mm-hmm.
follow. So she usually compiles stuff. I remember she did it with like, for example, streams. Players sometimes say or do stuff and answer questions in streams. So like, she can sometimes compile information from John streams or APA streams, or like random AMAs that happen on Reddit or on Discord. So it's really always useful information to have, and I think she does a fantastic job. And she just does it because she loves Team
Lost
Liquid.
them. Gosh.
So yeah, she's shout out to Alive. She's kind of the goat.
I'll let you know. TL has many fans. Many fans, but we're hoping some more super fans will show up too. So shout out Alive, keep doing what you're doing. This will be extremely helpful. I agree completely. I get lost in the Discord. Excuse me, get lost in
Yeah,
the
there's
Discord.
just too much going on.
People just keep
So like,
talking against each other. I missed the Impact AMA last time. I saw him in the TL Discord, but people were just talking
there was an
all.
impact, maybe.
Well, it wasn't
See,
a
I didn't even know.
it wasn't a official AMA, but he was in the Discord, and people were just like bombarding
Oh,
him with questions. I couldn't even get something in.
wow, that's wild. I didn't even know. See, there's stuff that happens like that all the time, and you miss out. So, like when people compile things like that, I think I always appreciate it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, with that said, we have week 2 to look forward to. We have lots of exciting things in the store. We're trying to build up. Let us know what you would like to see, how you want to become a fan. If you're a new fan, what do you want to learn to get ourselves in and become a lover of the. Well, you know what? It may no longer be called LCS, but we're still going to follow our team in North
For
America.
now, it's still the LCS.
We'll keep calling it until they change it. Uh, Looking forward to week 2, which starts on Saturday. We have C9 against Immortals and 100 Thieves against Dignitas. Very, very fun match to start a day
Interesting
off.
matchups for
hmm
sure.
We'll learn more about Dignitas. We'll learn more about 100 Thieves. We'll actually
Definitely.
learn more about C9 if they're true or not, because I think Immortals has a
No,
chance.
that's a really good day to learn stuff for sure.
Yes. And then day 2, we'll have FlyQuest against NRG. Oof. Oof. Mm.
Yeah, that sounds like a beating, but who knows?
And then Team Liquid against Shopify again.
That also sounds like a beating, but we will see.
We will see, and we will come back and let you know all about what the happenings. Hey, who knows? We might be surprised. Maybe like both days we'll get all the 3 maps. That's the hope. But until next time, anything to sign us off on?
Yes, I want to shout out my boyfriend who always listens to the podcast. So, thank you for supporting, be a fan. Hope you're listening.
Watching, listen, tell your friends, and invite more people over. Thank you, Nox, for dropping in. Love it.
Oh yeah, thanks, Nox.
And until next time, we'll have all 3 of us back. And so be whatever you want to be, choose whatever you want to be. But for this time, we ask you to be a fan. Peace out.